Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me for a look at our work week forecast. Going to be very warm for late March this week, and especially the next 2 days will be very, very nice in terms of sun as well. Lots of sun for Monday, Tuesday. More clouds for the end of the week and a few showers, particularly Friday. We'll have some rain, but overall, a really nice week if you're looking forward to spring, and if you're hoping to get last few days of skiing in. You can certainly be able to ski this week. It's going to be slushy if you try to ski later in the day. There is still plenty of snow. Ski areas still have plenty of snow as we had deep snowpack this winter for the higher elevations. So that's where things are at. Let's take a quick look at what's going on. First, your surface map. We have a low pressure system that's kind of cut off from the flow here just off the southeast coast. It's not really moving. But what we have that's dominating our weather right now is this high pressure system, which is draped back across the whole eastern third of the United States. There's a front and a couple low pressure systems along that front. That is slowly headed in our direction over the next few days. That's what we'll approach on Wednesday with a system, Thursday, and then a Friday with a more substantial system that'll ride along it. But the warm air, basically everything to the east of this is warm. We're a little chilly this morning as we're underneath that high pressure system, so we cooled off. We had good radiational cooling last night, but we will warm right back up again today. In terms of satellite, you can see what's going on. Here's that cutoff low pressure system here. Not unusual when you've got that high pressure directly north of a low pressure system to have kind of a slow moving pattern, almost a block-like pattern, and that's sort of what we're in the middle of today. And this there's one system here that is mostly moving, as you can kind of see, south to north, as it infuses a little bit of subtropical moisture from the Pacific. But you can see slowly this will start to head in our direction, but it will take all week to get here, really, that frontal system. In terms of the upper level pattern, you can see we got a big ridge dominating us over the east, which is, of course, doing what we would expect it to do, which is pushing warm temperatures east. Like I said, you can see where it's dry underneath that high pressure system, and we have cooled off overnight across a lot of the northeastern United States. But those temperatures will rebound very quickly underneath that dry air. To our west, where the air is more moist, we held on to the temperatures overnight. But you can see that surge of warm air. And like I said, it's going to take all week before we push that aside. In terms of temperatures here this morning, you can also see we've got quite a bit of an inversion. You can see the higher elevations are in the low to mid 30s in a lot of places, whereas we do have a few, especially in the valley locations, mid 20s even. So temperature tends to be driven by elevation, but not in the direction you'd think this morning. It's very common under high pressure systems like this, where you have good radiational cooling, that lower elevations end up cooler than higher elevations, and that is definitely the case this morning. All right, so let's see at the details. The forecast, not a lot of real complicating factors. The only real complicating factor would potentially be Friday. So today and tomorrow, sunny. So you could have a few high clouds starting to move in by tomorrow afternoon. Both days will be in the 60s or in the near 60 today, low 60s tomorrow. Possibility, yeah, so it's just a touch or two warmer tomorrow than it was today. Wednesday is the first approach of that frontal system as it starts to head in our direction. We'll have a wave of clouds with a chance of a sprinkle. Any rain would be very brief. Nothing really to mention that it's possible, but we'll be a little cooler on Wednesday with more clouds. And then on Thursday, we really start to pump warmth in. And even though we're cloudy, we're going to be back up in the low 60s. We'll be mostly cloudy, a couple sprinkles again, short sprinkles or brief sprinkles earlier in the day. But if we see any sun on Thursday afternoon, which is a possibility, those low 60-degree temperatures could go mid 60s to upper 60s. Valley locations could touch 70 on Thursday if we see sun. Right now, I would say that's a little unlikely, but it's definitely not possible. The air mass is warm enough for that kind of thing. Friday is sort of the beginning of the transition day as the front really approaches us in earnest. We'll have it'll be cloudy with light to moderate rain. Looks like we could get half an inch to an inch of rain, which is not enough to cause any kind of, I don't think there'll be any sort of flooding issues. The main effect by Thursday and Friday will be that because we won't have cooled off at night, and because we're also going to be damp and more moist in the atmosphere, mud season will be in full effect. So, if you live on a dirt road or you have to travel on a dirt road, spring in Vermont means mud. And so just be prepared for that. Those back roads could get a little ugly. towards the end of the week with a pretty rapid temperature increase, and obviously a little bit of rain and moist temperatures out there, or moist atmosphere out there. So anyway, so that's what's going on this week. Like I said, relatively straightforward weather week. Thanks for paying attention. If anything dramatic does change on the Friday storm, which definitely does have some question marks about exactly how much rain and when it will be moving through, I'll give a quick video update. Otherwise, I'll be back on Friday morning with a look at the weekend forecast as we continue on into April. We're getting close to April. All right. Give a quick shout out to my patrons who help support what I do here. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel before, I would encourage you to do so, as it does help make sure that you get all the videos that I post. Thanks for joining me, and we will see you again on Friday morning with the weekend forecast.